Happenz! Week number
107.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. What is it again? I'm sorry. 107. All right. So all three of us haven't been together in a long time.
More than 2 years in a row.
It's been a while since we've been together.
Does he look any older?
So here we are. We're right here.
Does he look older? Because they both had birthdays.
And so he had some teeth things done, though. I can help those. Because, well, I'm not an ERD. I'm not an RD. I'm just a lonely DC. You know what an ERD is?
No.
That's a real doctor. You know what ERD rhymes with? Turd. Yep. But we can't say certain words on the shift.
Okay.
So here we are, week 107. We're joined here with one of our guests, not only the stunning, sweet, nice Dr. Matt and Dr. Mike, and
He's pretty.
And Dr. Carolyn Griffen from California. Yay!
Woo!
So, go. You want to do the roll into what she's going to talk about?
She told an amazing story. We had EPOC last night, and she stood up and told this phenomenal story that needs to be told to
Okay, but see, now you're telling like last night. They're seeing this a few weeks later.
A few weeks ago last night, this woman has a passion that's unmatched. She is a fireball, and she tells the truth, and she tells it to everybody, and her story is phenomenal. I love it.
Just somebody before she tells her on the story, I have to say something.
Got it.
Anyway,
I can.
you know what I said, didn't you?
Yep.
What did I say?
No. Moms.
Yes, right. Matt didn't have to bleep that out.
No.
So, all right. So with that, you just not putting pressure on you like that. But there's what, about 147,000 subscribers to this, right?
Okay.
A million.
Not a million.
So there's no pressure or anything like
Perfect.
that. So tell your story.
That's all
It's a
you
good
got?
story.
Yeah.
So.
So far, it'll go up with you.
Okay, so my story is when my daughter was 2 years old, she had a fever. It was a pretty bad fever, but we've dealt with fevers before. My son would have 104, 105 for like 4 to 5 days, and we handled it. We would adjust him, and no need for Tylenol and medication or
Wait a
anything
minute.
like that.
Why would you adjust somebody for a fever?
You know?
It kind of goes with my raw uncooked steak question up there.
It's just weird.
It is. Anyway, go
You
ahead.
know, we're kind of strange. And
I interrupt a lot.
that's okay.
Okay.
It happens a lot.
You guys are still doing it. Anyway, that's right. So anyway, my son was in bed, and my husband and I were in the playroom watching a movie on the couch, and I had my daughter close to me, actually sleeping on top of me because I wanted to keep a close eye on her. And all of a sudden, I felt her body just completely stiffen up. So I freaked out. I yelled to my husband, "Turn on the light." And as he turned on the light, I was laying her on the floor, and I realized, that she was having a seizure. So if anyone's ever gone through that, it's a very horrific thing to go through. Even though I've seen it in my own practice, I've helped patients with it. When it's your own child, it's a completely different story. So I had my husband call 911. And the reason why, my baby was basically eyes rolling back in her head, not breathing for what seemed like an eternity, and her lips were turning blue. So that was an emergency. We called 911, and it took them about 20 minutes to even get to our home because it was newly built. It wasn't even really on the map. And thank goodness for that, because at that point she stopped with the seizure, regained composure, moved her to our bedroom, and just was monitoring her. But by then, now we have the emergency personnel in our home, about 7 firemen in the bedroom.
What?
We think that's what happens all the time at our place. What about you?
Which we say, on a regular day wouldn't be a bad thing, but on this particular night it was not so great. Anyway.
Your mom's going to see this video.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Where do you think I get it from? Anyway, so they were very adamant about taking her to the hospital, and we were very adamant about them getting out of our home, but they wouldn't leave. So I asked, okay, so if you took her to the hospital, what would you do? And they said we'd give her a suppository to bring the fever down, and for us that just wasn't an option.
That makes sense,
Right.
doesn't it? I'm going to shove something in your rectum to bring
down your fever.
That's why they're called ERDs.
And
Rhymes with
turds.
turd.
Yeah. And
Sorry, New Mexico docs.
Not really.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so you now lost my train of thought.
They wanted to put us apart.
Yeah, they wanted to give her a suppository. So my daughter, she was born at home. She's never had a drug ever. And so that wasn't an option for us. I said, you know what? You guys need to leave. So after them making us feel like total dog crap, horrible parents, we finally got them to go. And at that point, I called Dr. Fred and Sue Schofield, and I was on the phone with them. I was crying. She had more seizures. It was a hard time for us. And so I thought Dr. Fred would get on the phone and, feel sorry for me and calm me down. And if anyone knows Dr. Fred, that's not how it went down at all.
You can't say what he said.
Okay.
You can vanilla it.
Okay. So he gets on the phone and says, Carolyn, what the
Beep.
are you doing? And I was like, what? Like, you're yelling at me and I'm like crying. This isn't okay. And he says, you are a chiropractor. You are not a mom right now. Take your mom hat off, put your chiropractic hat on, and get to work and do it now and take care of your daughter. And at that moment, I literally felt myself snap out of it, and I got to work. And I started adjusting her, and she got through it, got through the night. Several seizures later, but by the next day, the fever broke, she was fine, and all was well in the Griffen household.
And here's what's sad about that.
Yeah.
Not that, but about how many babies out there do they pump them, stick stuff in their butt to think that's going to help their seizures? You know?
Right.
So I think what they ought to do, this is just me, I'm just throwing this out there, that we ought to do that to them, to herds.
Mm-hmm.
Put a suppository in them.
In their butt?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but I mean, so with that, and for people, parents out there listening, and just in, a minute or less,
Right.
how does that work?
How does
What?
the suppository work?
No.
What? Let me find out.
What you did,
Oh.
how did that work?
Well, her C1 was completely subluxated, and with that being the fuse box of the entire body, the very top, it was completely, her system was just off. So by getting her adjusted, it just allowed the body to heal itself, and it made the biggest difference. It obviously helped to break the fever, which allowed her body to function better.
A lot of kids in your practice now?
A lot.
Good. So with that, to everybody that wants to hear a message, any message to anybody? Chiropractic, okay. Anybody, Chiropractic Nation, World Nation, our New Mexico docs who love us.
Chiropractic rocks. That's my message.
What about the New Mexico docs who want drugs in our profession?
Suck.
What about the CCE?
Oh man.
We'll give them the
You
chiropractic.
told me I can't say that
The
word.
chiropractic index finger. So with that, everybody, peace out. See y'all later.
Bye.
Ciao.